Right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for everybody today connecting with us in Isabelle's talk show. And today I'm so happy to invite Trea Pluister, who's going to talk about confidence from within. But before she starts, and welcome Trea, welcome back, because you've been on the talk show several times, and I'm so happy that you like the space to share with our audience, and we've got some surprises as well at the end. So really, Trea, welcome. And before we start, I'm going to introduce Trea. So Trea is from the Netherlands, and she's married and has 3 teenage children. She loves nature, animals, and I know that, creativity and learning languages, and she's learning Italian. She's been a job coach and coach for over 20 years, but now her specialty is embodiment coaching. She works with professionals on personal and work-related issues such as, who am I? How do I get noticed more? How can I get better at what I do? And how can I be a better leader? So thank you very much, Trea, for being here again. And tell us about confidence from within.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, nice intro. Well, yeah, it's really quite a big topic. It's not something you can just share about a little bit. So we might dive in quite deep, but yeah, again, it's too much to do in one show. Yeah.
You'll have to come back again.
Maybe we will. Maybe some other subject or the same one.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it has been a subject for me for years that I wanted to change how confident I was, because I felt I was an unconfident person. And that is the case for many, many people. So yeah, we want to do something about it. I wanted to do something about it, but we don't always do that. And that may be because you don't know how, or you expect it to change quickly, but it doesn't. So and what is the way you feel this confidence, this lack of confidence actually? Because if you feel confident, there's no problem at all. But if you feel unconfident, then there's something you might want to change, or you give up. That can also be the case. Mm-hmm. But it shows up differently for many people. So there's not just one way of feeling unconfident. So people, why they feel unconfident often, yeah, and this is again one of the cases, a way of painting a picture of where you want to be at, or what goal you want to reach, and they see themselves there having done that, and what they want is it to be perfect, and that, yeah, you can't get there. You can't get at the perfect place. It never is exactly as you have pictured it. So often we give up, and that's really a pity. That's not what I would want to do. So why is it so hard? Why do we feel unconfident? Because there are external influence. That's a big part of the problem. You see how others do something. You see what other people wear in clothes. You see how fit they are. And you really want to be there. And you see all of this in media. So nowadays, I was speaking about this with my husband. And I said, when our ancestors were living, they didn't have to care about what they were wearing. It was just you had one skin from an animal, and that was what you wore. Is that the right way? Until it were off, and then you need another one. And the same thing, the only thing you have to do as a man back then is kill an animal, or as a woman, cook the meal, or so. And there were a few ways you could do it, but there was nobody who was going to say you're doing it wrong. You had to learn it, and you learned it from your parents. And nowadays, there is so much we have to learn, and there's so much ways we can do a lot of things. So see it in that light, and maybe you can feel a bit about what I mean with the external influence from this day and age.
The pressure, external pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. Yeah. So where does this come from again? Well, you are, people often say, I am unconfident. And that is not true. I think that is never true, because you are unconfident about something. And it is possibly about what happened in your past. You wanted to be loved by your parents. You wanted to get attention from your teacher. You wanted to be seen by your friends. You wanted to belong. And unconsciously, we adapt. We adapt to the way people want us to be.
Yeah, because in a way, if we agree or if we act the way they want, they will accept us, they will love us. That's what we think. So
yeah, that's what we feel. And it's so scary not to. And that goes also back to years and centuries ago. If you didn't belong, and there was something that threatened your life, you better be part of a group. Otherwise, you might be dead, because you can't fight a saber-toothed tiger alone.
Yeah, you would not survive.
No. So yeah, and no matter how good your life has been, because that's what some people have said to me, for me that doesn't count, because I have a good life. I've had a good life. My parents believed in me, and it's quite great that that's the case. Better than when you have had parents that didn't care, and still you have been influenced by them, by your friends, by your family, by your culture, by your religion. All these things make you, during your life, and into who you are. Plus, of course, how you were born, because you have a starting point somewhere. And I think that's the thing. I will come back to that later, maybe not in these words, but I think that's the thing we need to be aware of, that there is a way how you really actually deep inside are, without all these things you've learned from your parents and friends and teachers and all these other people and social media.
Oh yes, that's to belong. Yes.
And again, it is really there's a lot asked from us in this society that we live in now. So it's not really possible to live up to all the images we see, and all the things,
expectations as well.
Expectations
from others, right?
Yeah, from schools and from And then I have also read a lot of times in the past years that people are saying things like, you can do anything as long as you try and you work hard. And I believe that that is a lie. You can't do everything. It's not possible. It's only building up expectation that you can't reach. There's no way you can do that. You can't do everything. And if then you have to be perfect if that is the case. And then you have to be able to do everything. Now, you are an entrepreneur and I'm an entrepreneur, and we know that it is hard to learn new stuff that way because you have done a lot of things before, and then you become an entrepreneur and you get to learn so many other things again. Mm-hmm. And some things are easy or easier, but other things I believe I will never learn. So I hope that I can keep counting on the help of my friends, which I do a lot.
Yeah, or eventually hire somebody to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, because you will concentrate on what you like, what makes you happy, what, for example, it's easier for you to do, and then leave the other things you're not really good at to somebody who's really good at it.
Yeah. And then you don't have to compare yourself to others. You can get the help from others. So, okay, I'm good at this, you're good at that. We're both good at something. And that's just the way life should be, I guess.
Yeah, so, I think we tend to be hard on ourselves, and we always say, oh no, I'm not confident to do that. Yeah. It's not being confident. It's maybe something which is the unknown. And that's probably why we put the brakes on and just like, oh, I don't know there. I'm not going to go there. And that's probably because we're afraid we have to go there to grow, right? Mm-hmm. And
you're stealing my story now.
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, but we actually all know that it's that way, and that's okay. But I think to hear it again and again, it's important just to keep us reminded that we don't have to be that hard on ourselves. Yeah. And if you compare yourself to others, it doesn't have to be a problem. You can use that. But if you are lacking confidence, then it may become a problem, because you're going to talk down on yourself, like, oh, he or she does it that way, and I can't do that way, so I'm not good enough, or I will never learn, or whatever. So that's a hard thing, and then you talk down on yourself. So I often say to my kids, don't try to think, am I doing this right? But try to think, am I doing what I want, and am I doing it my way? Right. Am I doing this my way, or am I doing this in a way that I see on the internet? Or for them, that's the biggest influence at this moment, I guess. Yeah, and me and my husband, of course. But
I feel that sometimes that could be an inspiration. For example, you see something like it happened, and it's been a success to somebody else, and just say, oh, I'm going to try. But if you feel that it's not something which resonates to you, don't even try, because it's not going to work.
No, and it may even resonate and still it's not done in the way that fits you. So you have to adjust the situation to yourself. So now for the positive side, there's a path to more confidence.
Mhm.
And there's not one path. That's the first thing I want to say, because I think I've said it before, there's no one way to feel confident or unconfident. So there's also not one way to get from, feeling a lack of confidence to feeling confident enough for for what you would like. So I'm going to go through a few ideas how you can grow it, and please pick your own what works for you. And it takes time. You can't grow it in 1 week or 1 day. So keep trying a few things. Choose something you think, oh, this could help me grow my confidence, and keep doing it for a few weeks. Don't do it for 2 days. Keep doing it for a few weeks. And then if it doesn't work, try something different. Because, as I said, it takes a while to understand if something works for you and if something helps you to grow confidence. So the first thing I would like to say is something we do with our minds. Instead of focusing on what goes wrong, focus on your success. What has gone good? What has gone well? Did you enjoy what you did? Did you make a positive contribution to a specific project? And I can tell you from my own experience, the more you look at this, the more positive things you will find. And it's kind of the nourishment you give to your plants.
Yeah.
You feed them with
Yeah,
something, you feed your confidence with positivity, and it will grow.
It's like encouragement. You're encouraging yourself to carry
Yeah,
on looking at the positive way, positive side of
exactly.
things.
Yeah. So that's one. Look at it from your successes, from your positive experiences. And what also may help, and this I've done myself too, not even long ago, I started to change my language. People with low confidence often say, I have to do things. And then you could change that to say, I want to do this, or I may do this. So if you become more aware of your own language, and maybe you need someone to show you, maybe you need someone who really can listen very well, to listen to you, how you speak about yourself, how you speak about your work or your life. And then let them listen for words as I have to, I must, but. So this is me a few years ago. Yeah, I really want to do that, but I find it very hard and I think I can't do it. And now I say, and. So, oh yeah, I really want to do that. And I find it really hard. So what I need to still go and do it is X, Y, or Z. So changing your language from I have to go to work to I may go to work today. It's also about positivity, actually, about gratitude. And then about this, if you want to try this and you do it and it doesn't work immediately and you hear yourself saying again, I have to, or I must, or but, don't be mad at yourself. Don't judge yourself, because it has been a habit for years. For some people, it may have been a habit for 20, 30, or 40 years of building this way of speaking. And then you want to change it in a week? No way. That takes time to.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It has to become a habit. So
And
it has to
still,
be, and still it's hard to change
yeah.
it. At least the more we do it, or the more we are conscious about it, and we can just switch that.
And then you start to feel what it does for you. That's so powerful. I still have our mutual friend Lisa. She often reminds me of what I say. She says, do you hear what you're saying? Would you mind rephrasing that? And oh wow, I'm doing it again. Yeah,
true.
but I can laugh about it, so that's fun.
Good.
Yeah. So what else? Let me see. Yeah, caring about other people's opinions is a big one. So thinking, is this really your job to make people like you? Is it your job? Can you personally feel inside yourself? Can you say, I really like everyone in this whole wide world. I can't imagine anyone walking on this earth that I don't like. I like everyone. Can you imagine? I don't think so.
No.
So there probably will be someone who does not like you. And since we were 7.5 billion people, how many? I don't know exactly. Yeah, there will probably be a few that don't like you. Yeah, is it your job to make them like you? It is not. You can't.
No.
So your job, in my opinion, and this is from Adlerian psychology. Adler was this Austrian psychologist, I think in Freud's time, and I read a book about this philosophy of his, and it was from, no, I don't know from who, Japanese names, I'm not good at them. The book was called The Courage to be Disliked. So the courage to be disliked. If you like to think of something, a different way of looking at life, it might help. It has helped me very much. And I don't take everything from it, but I take what fits me in my life. And what he said is, that it is not your job to
be liked,
to change others and to be liked. It is your job to do the things you have chosen to do,
or to be yourself. Just be yourself.
Yeah, but that's not his vision, maybe. But yeah, it is. I think you could describe it that way. And that philosophy is more about individuals that look for their own success. So you're striving for your best in life, and for some people, that's really a lot. You can strive for much, but other people, like people who are born with low capacity of thinking, they are there and people love them, and that's their job then. So that is then the way. My father had dementia, and in one point in time, I must say, he was there, but he could not really interact with us anymore. But he was there, and that was for us enough to love him. So you can love someone just for being there. That's an eye-opener. You are just, that's just the proof that it's good enough to just be.
Exactly. Just be yourself, and you will attract the people who will be on the same vibes and who will love you the way you are.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is connection between people, and it's way too much to get into now. And the last thing I think is, that you do something for the society, that you have your own tasks. Yeah, but well, enough about that book. Yeah, there are. I can promise you one thing. You are confident in areas. I already said it, I think. So this is something you might want to think of. What is something you can do really happy without and feeling great without any doubts? And if other people see you, they would say, "Oh, she's just radiating happiness or confidence," or he, of course. So first thing is to realize: are there some things that I am confident with? People often say, "I am unconfident." Yeah, I am not confident, but that's not true. You are confident in a specific context. So
yes, I agree. I'm sure that in one part of our life, or I hope several anyway, parts, we are confident. That could be in sport, something
yeah,
just like getting the bike and they just feel like they've got wings like growing, and they feel confident enough to do competition. But that might be the same person, and when they're asked to do a presentation, they don't feel confident.
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
But what happens if you do that presentation 5 times?
Uh-huh.
You become more confident.
Exactly.
But
It's
that's
just
another one.
practice. Exactly,
Start
the
doing it.
practice.
Yeah.
Or getting as well, I mean, I'm just going to use the same example. Using the feeling of the confidence that person will have going on a bike, for example, right? And just trying to transfer it as the public speaking, right? And thinking, well, I can be confident there. Why can't I feel the same? And what can I do to actually feel the same? What do I need to do? What do I need to feel? What do I need to change to be there?
So there is your awareness. What do I do when I feel confident? And then in other situations, what can I do to feel confident there too?
Exactly.
And this is about embodiment. If you really know what you do in your body when you're confident. So I trust that I can speak about this subject. So I feel my shoulders are back. I'm sitting up. I'm opening myself. I'm looking into the camera or at your face. I don't care that I look away sometimes because I know I'm just thinking. So I'm confident in this. And you, in your role as host, are confident in the way you are doing that. So what does it make? How does it feel in your body? And how can you take that feeling of openness, expansion into a situation where you're not confident? And you can just imagine that situation and practice this at home. Practice this in a safe space. Okay, I need to give this presentation. I'm very nervous. So what do? I
Yes.
shrink. I get a bit tense. And then I need to take up that space. So you can, really do this if that's okay. Spread your fingers, spread your hands, and maybe also if you're standing, your feet. And do that as much as you like. So this is maybe too scared. So do it a little bit. And then grow into that every day a bit, as much as you want. And then in time, when you feel powerful enough to just stand there and imagine yourself out on that stage, if that's what you need to do, of course, standing with your arms wide, being seen, or in a meeting at work, whatever, then take your arms down, but keep standing in that feeling. Keep that feeling of being seen and feeling empowered by that. Keep that in your body. And then maybe you can find something small gesture, like just doing this under the table. Just put your hand up or Plant your feet really firmly on the ground. And make that the same awareness as that extended gesture. And then it can, in time, even become a trait instead of only a state shift.
Mm-hmm. So that would be like doing like an anchor, like, just like thinking, okay, when I do that under the table, that's when I get that feeling of confidence coming back.
Yeah, yeah. And you can actually do it in your mind, visualizing yourself expanding. Yeah. And what we also do when we are shy or feeling not confident about something is change our breathing. So what happens to your breathing when you feel shy or afraid of doing something?
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah, I don't want to fill it in for you, but for most people, it gets a little shallow. So no deep breathing and high in the chest, not in the belly. So if we learn to change to a conscious deep breathing through the belly, then the nervous system can relax again. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's also really something that helps. So this is something I learned from Paul Linden. He also does a lot with embodiment. And he said, it's not that you are shy, it is that you are doing shyness. It's not that you are unconfident, it is that you are doing unconfidence. So you do it yourself, and if you become aware of it, then you can make the change. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's not fully immediately changed. And still, if you do it often enough, long enough, powerful enough, with the right intention, it really, really is a strong exercise, a strong practice. Yeah. And centering is another one. I speak about centering a lot because it really is powerful exercise, and it really works for people who are nervous, that you can take the edges of the nervousness in the body. So how you look, so not this, but expand, but also feel more confident. And maybe we can do a really, really short one. So centering.
Yes.
Feet on the ground.
Feet on the ground.
Them. And we are sitting, so sit with your bum in your chair. Really feel your bum. Breathe to your belly and just let it loose. We all tend to, not all, but a lot of people tend to constantly pull their belly in because you need to look nice. Well, that doesn't help for confidence. So let it hang. And your jaw also. Just make it loose, and maybe sit up a little straighter if you're not, as if you're pulled up by a thread to the ceiling. So feet and your bum and your belly, your jaw and your backbone. That's it. Does it feel different?
Mm-hmm. I feel calmer. I feel just like, just there. I'm being. That's it.
So think about being really nervous and then having this easy exercise there for you all the time, and just being able to say, okay, feet on the ground, bum in the chair, belly loose, jaw loose, straight back. That's it. Mm-hmm. It's so easy. Yeah. And if you do it again and again in the safe space in your own home, then you have it ready when you need it.
Or and if you before a meeting somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah. And during the meeting, if you keep your eyes open, your eyes open while you practice it, and then you can do it even in the meeting. Yeah, you can do this. That's really strange.
But well, good try. we get
Well,
attention. We would be.
yeah. Did you want to say something? Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's a good exercise.
Yeah, we have had our minds changing, your thinking habits. We have had our natural postures, being aware of it and being able to change it into the natural posture that you really would like to have in your life. We've had breathing, expansion, really practice this with your intention to be able to do this in time, in real life, and also centering. So there you have 5, yeah, for me, really helpful exercises or ways to exercise. And there are many more, but I think it's it's good enough. But yeah.
Well, the audience can contact you directly, you know.
Yeah,
Trea,
of course.
To get information about embodiment, and you are a coach, so that would be a possibility for them to get all the information from an expert. So in the description of the Facebook Live, I mentioned Trea's email address, so you can contact her. And I know as well, Trea, thank you for that presentation, but you've got like 2 workshops coming on. Let us know about it.
Yeah, I have a workshop about oh, now I'm lost about this because I'm just totally into this subject now.
But that's about stress.
Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of stressful for me, not knowing it anymore.
But you've got all the tools.
Yeah, we have more embodied exercises in that workshop, and it's only €13, so it's really 1 hour to just practice a few exercises and talk about it a little more. And if you want more information after that or want to practice a little, there's always time to do 1 extra for free, so that's no problem at all. So just think about it, and yeah, visit my website, visit oh no, it's not on my, yeah, it is on my website, but my website is in Dutch, so not really useful for English speaking people. Yeah, so on my Facebook page, and you can always ask me through the email exactly. So that's really great. And yeah, another one, I don't know what you mean, but I think you're mistaking that with something I'm going to do in the practice.
No, but there are 2 different dates. That's what I meant.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, yeah, on the 12th and the 14th of May. I want to say it correctly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and there will be in English, or will there be one in Dutch and one in English?
No, they are both in English, and if there's enough interest for a Dutch one, I will do one in Dutch afterwards. Yeah.
Okay, so 12th and 14th of May. The same workshop, 2 different dates, and the workshop will be on stress relief.
Yeah, dealing with stress.
Exactly. So 1 hour.
In the embodied way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sometimes we feel it, but we don't recognize it, or we choose not to.
Yeah, there will be more centering there, and yeah, we can just ask. You can just ask questions afterwards. So, will really be a good one. And the first people have subscribed, so feel welcome to join us. That's really nice.
Yes, that's going to be very interesting, because in this situation we've been in for the past 2 years, we've accumulated stress, and I'm sure that this workshop, 2 different dates, 12th and 14th of May, will really come handy to get some tools so we can actually manage our stress.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
I want to thank you, but I want to end with one last thing about confidence.
Yeah.
Because I want to say it is not a bad thing to feel inconfident, because it means you're growing. If you are doing new things, you feel the resistance of your confidence, and it will be louder than normal. So if you feel that it's screaming a little louder, just recognize that you are in a growing space at that time. And only if it really is like you can't keep your ears open anymore, then it's time to say, okay, I will take a small step back and do something a little less scary. But it is not a bad thing. So that's something I really wanted to stress
out.
Yeah. Before I want to end this conversation, that's really important, that you don't think it's a bad thing to feel unconfident, because it is not a bad thing.
It's like, as you say, a growing space.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Trea, for this fantastic conference, and giving us some tips as well, and showing us as well with the embodiment coaching. Don't forget to contact Trea for the stress relieving workshops she's giving on the 12th and the 14th of May. So next week, my guest will be Maria Caruana from Canada, and she's going to talk about tools to communicate better. We've been talking about the body today. We're going to talk about the communication in a different way next week. So if you have missed the previous talk shows, don't worry. Have a look at my YouTube channel, Phoenix Coaching and Training. Subscribe, click on that little bell so you will get all the notifications. And thank you again, Trea, and I'll see you all on Monday, next Monday.
Yeah, see you then.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.